You know that feeling, right? You just getting through another week. It's this like endless stream of meetings, emails piling up, maybe those quick hellos in the hallway, grabbing a coffee. And then Friday hits and you kind of look back and think, did any of that really move the needle? Did those daily things, those interactions genuinely help me grow as a leader? Or, was I just going through the motions? So today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that question. We've been reading this really fascinating source. It's titled Meaningful Moments in Leadership. And our mission really is to unpack this powerful idea the author puts forward. It's about how treating every single interaction, no matter how small, with a certain mindset, how that can seriously elevate your leadership. Way beyond just, the usual meetings and formal messages. We're talking about fundamentally rethinking what impactful leadership actually looks like day to day. Okay, so here's what we're aiming for in this deep dive. We want to pull out this honestly pretty surprising insight from the source. The argument is it's not the big splashy things, the keynote speeches, or the major announcements that mostly define your legacy as a leader. Instead, it's the buildup, the accumulation of these seemingly small, often ignored, meaningful moments. And just so we're clear, the source defines a meaningful moment as like a brief intentional interaction, one where both people feel understood or maybe inspired or they walk away with some new insight. We'll dig into how you spot these moments, how you can actively create more of them, and really importantly, how they boost not just you, but your whole organization. And this source, it jumps right in, doesn't it? It hits you with what it calls leadership rule, hashtag 106, which says, meaningful moments are meetings and messages. So greater than meetings and messages. Now, let's be super clear. This isn't saying, ditch your calendar, stop sending emails.
Right, that'd be chaos.
Exactly. It's more of a call for like a higher gear of interacting with people, a deeper way to connect that actually supports all that other structured stuff leaders have to do.
That's spot on. And the core issue, the thing the source really highlights, is that leaders often just, well, miss the significance of their everyday interactions. We tend to write them off, don't we, as just mundane routine, the filler between the important things.
Yeah, like the chat by the coffee machine.
Exactly. Or that quick word before a meeting starts, those few minutes afterwards when everyone's packing up, these moments just kind of slip by. But, and this is the author's big point, these very moments hold the greatest potential for growth, connection, and impact. It's like a untapped potential, really.
That is such a key idea because we spend so much time and energy planning the big meetings, crafting that perfect company-wide email, but those little in-between moments, they often just happen to us. We're reacting, not really directing them. So if you're a leader trying to make this shift, what makes these everyday, often informal chats so powerful? More powerful, potentially, than those formal channels. What's going on there?
Well, a lot of it comes down to their informality, actually. Formal meetings are necessary, of course, but they can be pretty rigid.
Yeah.
You've got agendas, tight schedules, specific goals. And that structure, while useful for tasks, can sometimes put up psychological walls. People might hold back, maybe not share a half-formed idea, or they worry about saying something vulnerable because it might derail things. But in those informal settings, a lot of those barriers just drop away. When there isn't a strict agenda, we're naturally more open, we listen better, maybe we're more curious, we connect more spontaneously.
It's a different kind of space.
Exactly. It's a softer environment, and it taps into that basic human need we all have for connection. Real insights can pop up, you pick up on subtle cues, you build rapport without that formal pressure. The source suggests that's where authenticity really gets a chance to shine, because the perceived risk is lower. And it's in that relaxed, authentic space that trust starts to build and real understanding happens, often much faster than in a structured meeting.
Okay, this is where, for me, the source really flips the script. It asks this huge question. What determines something as meaningful in the professional world? Is it the interaction itself or how we view it? And I think instinctively, most of us think meaning comes from the event itself, right? Like a big project launch feels meaningful, a quick chat. Less so. We kind of wait for meaning to be handed to us by the big stuff.
And that's exactly the idea the source pushes back on. Hard. It says pretty clearly, the answer lies in our perspective. That's the game changer. It's not about how big or official the interaction is. It's about how we decide to show up for it.
How we engage.
Precisely. The author says when we consciously approach each encounter with intention, empathy, and curiosity, we basically transform the ordinary into the extraordinary.
Yeah.
It means bringing that deliberate, thoughtful presence to every interaction, no matter how small it seems. And let's quickly break down that trio: intention, empathy, curiosity. What does that actually look like? Okay, intention means you go into it, even a super brief chat, with a purpose.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just to truly listen for a minute or offer some support or understand where someone's coming from. It's being mindful.
Okay.
Empathy is actively trying to get the other person's viewpoint, their emotional state.
Yeah.
Listening to understand, not just waiting to talk.
Right.
And curiosity is about asking open questions, digging a bit deeper than the surface stuff, being genuinely interested in what you might learn or discover. It's making those small shifts in how you engage that turns a routine exchange into something, well, meaningful.
That reframing is so useful because it puts the control back with us as leaders. It's not about waiting around for a meaningful moment to magically appear. It's about us actively creating meaning in the moments we already have. And the author is clear, by doing this, we create opportunities for personal, professional, and organizational growth. It helps everywhere. But I wonder, for a busy leader, how do you actually start doing this consistently, bringing that level of intention to every little chat without it feeling like, oh, great, another task, or even seeming forced?
Yeah, that's a really practical concern. And the source tackles it by stressing it's not about trying to transform every single interaction from day one that's overwhelming. It's more about gradual change, mindful practice, like building any skill, really. Exactly. You don't start lifting the heaviest weights immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you just pick one interaction today. It could be a quick check-in with someone on your team.
Mm-hmm.
And in that one moment, you consciously apply those lenses, intention, empathy, curiosity. So for example, that quick hallway chat, instead of just, how's the report going, which is purely transactional, your intention might be to genuinely check on their workload. Empathy might be noticing they seem a bit stressed and asking, hey, is everything okay? You seem a bit stretched.
Mm-hmm.
And curiosity could sound like, what's the most interesting part of that report for you right now? Or what's the biggest hurdle? These small, deliberate tweaks, done consistently over time, stop it from feeling like this huge, draining effort. It becomes more about the quality of your presence in specific chosen moments, rather than trying to do it perfectly everywhere all the time.
And doing this leads us towards something bigger, doesn't it? It's not just about making it meaningful for me or even just for the other person. The source mentions crafting an experience that resonates with both parties. It's about hitting that sweet spot where you both get something out of it.
Yes, exactly. The goal, as the text lays it out for leaders, is to foster connections that inspire, motivate, and uplift. It's not just information transfer. It's about creating this positive exchange emotionally and intellectually where both people walk away feeling a bit better, a bit richer for it.
The reciprocal nature.
That's the key word. It emphasizes that these meaningful moments are a two-way street. It's not the leader just dropping wisdom from on high. It's a mutual thing where maybe both people feel more connected, more motivated, more understood. Think about a time maybe a leader shared a brief personal challenge they faced on a smaller project, and a team member then felt safe to offer a totally fresh idea based on their own experience. Both leave feeling, more capable, less isolated. They've genuinely connected. And the practical payoff here is huge. The source is very direct.
Yeah.
Every interaction is a chance to build trust, share knowledge, and drive progress.
Right. Trust isn't built overnight.
Absolutely not. It's not from one big announcement or policy document. It's built brick by brick through consistent, respectful, intentional interactions. Those little moments where someone truly listens, where you feel understood, those are the mortar holding trust together. Same with knowledge sharing. It's not just in training manuals. It happens in those side conversations, the clarifying questions, the shared insights that pop up when people feel comfortable and valued.
Yeah, I see that.
And progress. It doesn't just happen because of a strategic plan on paper. It's fueled by the energy and collaboration that comes from strong, trusting relationships. Once you see it that way, every handshake, every quick video call check-in, every casual comment becomes a potential building block, a chance to strengthen relationships, boost productivity, and really build momentum.
Okay, so let's zoom out. If we embrace this idea of focusing on intentionality in daily interactions, shifting our perspective, what does that mean for the bigger picture? For leadership style, for the whole company culture, what's the broader ripple effect?
Well, the impact on the organization can be really profound. The source connects the dots by saying, by treating each encounter as meaningful, we not only elevate our own leadership, but also contribute to a culture of collaboration, innovation, and excellence. Think about it. When leaders consistently show intention, empathy, and curiosity every day, it sets a powerful tone. It becomes the norm.
It becomes contagious.
Exactly. It fosters an environment where people feel safer, seen, heard, valued for more than just their output. And that naturally leads to better cooperation, more psychological safety, people being willing to share ideas more freely because they feel their contribution matters.
Yeah.
It really makes you ask, doesn't it? What kind of culture are we actually building with our daily chats and emails? Is it just transactional? Or are we aiming for something more transformative, more connected?
And then for us as individual leaders, it really comes back to our own journey, our own story. The source puts it so powerfully near the end. Ultimately, it's the accumulation of these meaningful moments that defines our legacy as leaders.
Hmm.
It suggests that maybe years down the line, people won't remember the one big project deadline you hit or the award you got, but they will remember how you made them feel in those everyday interactions. That's quite something to think about.
It really is. And embracing this approach, this mindset, can transform our day to day into a journey of growth, discovery, and purpose. It means even the parts of our job that feel routine, those countless small exchanges, can become sources of real satisfaction and actually significant impact. It reframes leadership away from just a series of tasks and towards being a continuous process of connecting and cultivating potential. Every single day offers a chance to build not just projects or hit targets, but to build up people and foster relationships that last. It kind of redefines what success in leadership truly looks like.
So, wrapping this up, our deep dive into meaningful moments in leadership really shines a light on this simple but powerful truth: the incredible impact of approaching our everyday interactions as leaders with real intention, genuine empathy, and open curiosity. By adopting this perspective shift, we don't just improve ourselves, we turn those ordinary moments into fuel for growth, personal, professional, and for the whole organization. And ultimately, that's what shapes our legacy. So here's something for you to maybe chew on this week. As you go about your day, just pick one small routine interaction that you know is coming up. Could be a quick Slack message, checking in with someone about their weekend, even just passing someone in the office kitchen. Can you try approaching just that one moment with a bit more intention, a little more empathy for what might be going on for them, and maybe a spark of curiosity to learn something, anything? How might that tiny shift start to change your own journey of growth, discovery, and purpose? Maybe starting right now. We think you might be really surprised at what happens.